What it do, YouTube, and welcome back to the AOVI Clan channel. This is NESSINATOR1, the Clan channel host, bringing you guys another commentary gameplay, and also bringing you episode 2 of What Were You Thinking? If you have not seen episode 1, I will throw that link in the description below for you guys to check it out. The gameplays are very similar. It's where I backpack a team to victory, and I just want to go over what I was thinking and my strategy for the game. Now, you can see here I am playing on the map Siege, one of my least favorite maps in Call of Duty Ghost, and that forces me to bring out the M27 with a tracker, sight, and silencer. Now, before I get a lot of flack over using this gun and this setup, I feel like, and you can see me right here looking around, I can hear a guy around me. I don't know where he's at. That's why I'm playing so cautiously, and I stop and reload, and I hear him again, and then finally he pops up, and I'm able to take him out real quickly. But anyway, before I get all the flack I'm going to get over using the tracker finder sight, I was never much of a target finder guy in Black Ops 2. I mean, I'm not much of a target assist guy ever. I use iron sights, red dots, that's pretty much it. But with this game, Call of Duty Ghost, I feel like it kind of took me out of my element where I was forced to use tracker sights. That's just because people are shooting you from across the big maps with ghillie suits and infrared scopes, sniper setups, and it just gets frustrating. And I just didn't really want to lose those battles anymore. It seemed like I was getting punished for rushing forward by people that were holding long lines of sight, long distance shooting. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to set me up a long distance gun where I can see those people hiding in bushes and hiding in, behind rocks and trees. I like to use this setup on Stormfront, Stonehaven, Siege, and even Prison Break. So that also works. This setup works really well for that map. And again, it's just those maps where the players tend to blend in really well with ghillie suits, or if they're really big maps. Like that guy right there that I just picked off, I would have never have seen him if I was using a regular iron sight or even a red dot, maybe a variable. But again, it's just, I really prefer to use this because people will hide and corner camp in the oddest of places, as I will get picked off right here. Unfortunately, I should have kept moving forward. I turn around and I get smoked, and a lot of that has to do with every time I try, when I shoot someone, I try to kind of backtrack just in case they're spawning around me, behind me. I've had that kind of built into me with this Call of Duty Ghost game, because you know how you get shot in the back a lot from people spawning behind you, and the spawns are really messed up. So I try to make sure that I don't push forward too much without actually turning around at some point to make sure it's clear behind me, because that's why people, that sometimes they're like, oh, they spawn behind me, it's a revenge kill, whatever. But that's what you have to adapt to. You have to start picking up on that, knowing when to turn around and knowing when to read spawns as I continue to push forward in this game right here. For those of you guys that are unfamiliar with what this series is, it's a series, What Were You Thinking?, where I just talk about my gameplay, talk about the game a little bit, and what I think about as far as when I was in the game, why I use my kill streaks, when I use them, anything like that, routes that I take, the pressure that I feel. Now with this game, you'll see we were off to a really good start, really good lead, but unfortunately these guys start making a push back. Now the teammates that I have are pretty much cycling through. I think a lot of people leave and then come in. I'm getting new players, and towards the end you'll see the players that did stay around, the randoms that I did have on my team, didn't do much. It was up to me to win this game, and I just kept pushing forward as I get smoked right there too. And I just got to keep the pressure on. You notice with this target finder, I try to aim a lot, try to look around. It's like scanning the horizon, if you will. People will pop up, you'll be like, oh, there he is right there. Pick them out, and then you just keep going, keep pushing. Again, this is a close game. They do start taking the lead. It goes back and forth. I feel the pressure. I'm like, oh man, I got to keep pushing. And doing that with an LMG is not easy. Obviously when you have an SMG or something like that, you can be a little bit more aggressive and a little more mobile, a little bit more agile. But with an LMG, you just got to know how to work it. And this is probably one of the first games that I've really took to using an LMG. Most of the other games, I always stuck to assault rifles and SMGs. But again, with this game, it just kind of changed me as a player. That's why I can't really hate on it too much. Because like I said, good players adapt, bad players complain. And, just learning how to adapt to this gameplay style has given me, I think, a little bit different outlook on the way you can play as far as being a rusher and someone who knows how to just be more strategic. And I think that's what this game's kind of opened my eyes to. And I kind of thank you for that. But anyway, back to the gameplay, let's get into it. So I'm pushing here, you can see we're losing. I'm starting to pick these dudes off one by one and see if I can find a good way to flank them. I try to stay around this area, around this B flag area, on Siege is a very good spot, and you can see that IMS I put which was a deadly spot will pick me up some clutch kills here. And as I keep pushing forward here, you will notice I stop for a second. I like to do that every now and then just to make sure no one's sound whoring me, and also too to do a little sound whoring of my own. You know, kind of gives you a second to survey the area, listen for any enemies that may be close by, and then you continue to push forward like that, and you continue to pick off your enemies. Now, what I like to do, like I said, is I like to go ahead and shoot people and then kind of go back and backtrack a little bit just to make sure, and that's what I'm doing here. And then here I get in a fight with a squad mate. Now, the squad mate turns around before I have a chance to kill him, which forces me to retreat. And for you guys out there that do not know, squad mates are very tough to kill at times, and in those cases, you want to go ahead and flee, retreat, try to flank them from a different angle as I get the helo pilot right there, which will be a game changer. And all of a sudden that dog comes out of nowhere. Where'd he come from? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you just got to be careful with the squad mates. You know, if you can't pick them off in the back right away or get a good stab in there, you definitely want to retreat, find a different angle, flank them, whatever you can do. The enemy team here, as you can see, starts putting up oracles, and that in a close game is like, oh boy, I got to keep my head on the swivel. I don't know what those two guys were doing right there, but I thank them for doing that. Allows us to tie the game. I continue to push towards the spawn, and again, when the oracles are up, you really just got to keep your head on a swivel, man. You got to, you know, push one way and then quickly change directions just in case anybody's following you, like I'm sure that guy was right there. And this gun battle right here, I have no idea how I lost. I just gave that guy a good hip fire to the chest, tried to stab him, missed the stab. You can see me knife the air there in frustration, but I was like, you know what? It's a close game. The time's running out. 40 seconds, 45 seconds left. Pull out the helo pilot. It's TDM. All these kills are going to count. And of course, with kill streaks, score streaks, whatever you want to call them, it's very important that you only pull those out when you need to. Or if you're about to overlap them, of course, you don't want to waste one. But you just want to make sure that you use your score streaks or your kill streaks, again, whatever you want to call them or whatever the game is for, because obviously these are kill streaks. Advanced Warfare will be score streaks. You want to pull them out when it's the most beneficial to you and your team to win the game. And I'm trying to pick off as many guys as I can here, and we do, and we get the W. The time runs out. Like I said, we get to 75 kills with these big matches. But it was what it is. You guys, thanks for all your views, all your subscribes, all your likes. Really appreciate the support that we're receiving these last couple of weeks. You guys, thanks for everything. This is NESSINATOR1, and I appreciate it all, and I'm out.